Matt Walsh, how many of these interviews have you done over the past week?
20.
How tired are you?
Pretty tired. Pretty
Yeah.
tired. Yeah.
I didn't like Lady Ballers. I don't like the cartoon thing Daily Wire has done. So I wouldn't say this was excellent, but my wife and I, everyone came out of that theater. So congratulations. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it had David Brent from the British Office at the private after party, and his wife said that her hands were sweating profusely. And I myself just kept making sounds unintentionally just because of how awkward it was. So, you know, all right. Am I a racist?
Yeah.
So, how has racism traditionally been defined?
Traditionally, racism is pretty simple. Racism is an inherently white construct. In fact, it's something inherent to whiteness itself. It's something that all white people are, and no non-white people are. That's traditionally what racism is. That's what racism actually is. So it's kind of simple and easy to know whether you are racist.
That seems pretty racist.
I mean, it's the definition of racism. It's the actual definition.
Make a meme out of it. The other thing is like slander is also, and then slandering people. Yeah.
And that's the racism. There could be racist people out there. But I mean,
apparently you're not a woman, which is a rather bigoted assumption. But so how then did you get a job in the kitchen?
With hate crimes, I guess you could kind of tell when you watch the movie. I'm just the kind of cringe. We have a message we want to get across, and I think that's pretty clear. And let's kind of put that first. Let's prioritize that. That's the first job. So no one's watching it unless they already fully agree with you. I think that everybody should be mocking the left all the time, and that's the only thing we should ever do. But
now I know that it must have been super awkward, and you were sitting in what looked like a bar in the South in front of these good old Southern boys. I can't imagine how unbearable it would be to walk into a place like that. So how did that take place?
Yes, it's very awkward. In fact, I think you're right to single out that scene because probably for me personally, that was the most awkward thing that I did. Because when you're in a room with people who you don't respect, it's embarrassing that I am a hopelessly confused, poor man.
Yeah, my gosh. So yeah, how many theaters have you sold?
Around 200-ish, I believe, if I remember correctly. And, documentaries are not box office draws. You don't get, they don't make millions of dollars at the box office, so we're only going to give you a few screens. And that's a huge embarrassment. And what was the first part of the question?
Do you think that there was anybody in the film?
So far, well, actually, this is breaking news. Finally, we have one person in the film. She called the film a piece of crap and said that she's gone off the radar. And she deleted her Twitter account, her X account as well. So,
whoa. I'm sure everybody has told you this, but because it starts out like secondhand embarrassment for America. I was almost in tears watching that. And then you took the back of my head and you thrust it into secondhand embarrassment to the point that I couldn't breathe. So I don't know much about making movies, but I know this one was like...
that was not great. And even maybe not good. It's just like you gotta, the flow wasn't there. But again, I'm not doing that. That's other people. Justin Folk, our director, and Marshall, our main editor on the film.
Yeah.
But
I think it's keep going.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I don't think it's hyperbole to say that your documentary child mutilation for children, etc. It's a I think a really kind of it's a very disgusting manipulative tactic to make people feel guilty about things they haven't done so that you can then make them do what you want them to do. And that's what it seems to me is being done in this. Please go to hell.
Right. We had a black president, obviously elected in 2008. And after his first term, it seemed like, quote unquote, race relations started to plummet. And that's not a coincidence. A normal person would look at that and think, okay, well, I don't like him, and now that there's a black guy at the top of the system, and we're worried about that, and that's what you were picking up on, I think.
Yeah. Make a meme out of it.